What's up and what is going on, good peoples? I'm here to chop it up to see what you guys been talking about. This my little warm. Salute, good peoples. I am here to talk, to chat, and chop it up to find out what you guys been up to, what you've been doing. I do have a particular thing that I would like to touch on as a topic, and I have the title and I have the name in the title, which is Classic Lights, and I would like to talk about that person. I would assume he's a man, but I don't know. I don't know who's behind these accounts where the name isn't clearly female or male. So we're gonna get to it. Let's get it. All right. Oh. All right. Okay. And this here video may be actually shorter than what I expected. Because I was actually looking to engage with some people and have them drop in, and I'm not seeing that. But as I read the comments in the chat or whatever, that would extend the time. So I'm thinking this is going to be a much shorter live than what I expected. So let me get to what I need to get to. Let me turn this off. All righty. Classic Lights, are you out there? Are you out in the clouds? Huh? Are you in the skybox? Because 2 nights ago when I did the my topic, whatever, knowing versus believing, that particular one you had dropped in, that was my first time seeing you. I want to give some background. I want to address that. I want to give some background and show some things. Because you were acting like you couldn't understand or follow my point by me verbalizing it. So I put some things to screen, and maybe that will help you. But I did sense a lot of dishonesty from you. I'm talking about Classic Life, so let's get it. Okay, so the other night, I had a topic, and I was discussing Jay Wilson, the past. And I know a lot of different people have feelings about him, so do I. So do I. But it doesn't mean that anything that you say in regards to him, I'm just going to take it and run with it. Especially if what you are saying is unfounded, especially if what you are saying is bigoted, and especially if what you are saying is anti-homosexual, okay, or homophobic. Yeah. So I want to touch on these things. Okay. So I was doing the live the other night. I spoke about Jay Wilson. You dropped in. Um, you made a couple statements in my chat or whatever, and I respectfully challenged them. I respectfully challenged them. I'm going to challenge them today. I'm going to need you to focus too. I'm going to need. I'm talking about classic lights. I'm going to need you to focus. I'm going to need you to understand that what I'm combating here is your ideas. You know, your senseless ideas, and it has nothing to do with you personally. Even though you may feel that way. And in my world, facts always trump idiocies. Facts always trumps dogma. And you got very dogmatic. And you were asking me, drop your link, drop your link, drop your link. Not really following that I was not on StreamYard, so therefore I didn't have a link to drop. Tonight I'm on StreamYard, and I hope you come around Classic Lights so that we can have this discussion because the link has been dropped. You heard? No doubt. Um, Hello, Rosemary. Thanks for dropping in. Hello, host. Greetings from the. Oh, how you doing? From the Philippines. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. Um, please like the video on Rosemary, and if you aren't subscribed to the page, please do so. Okay, the Philippines are representing because y'all been out on these streets in the B sector. I'm like, how did y'all find us? Okay, but so there's a few things I would like to share. Let me share this first so that we can look at what the term religion means. Let's do this right now. So the term religious, when you look at the etymology and its roots, it comes from the Latin verb religere, which means to rebind. That is important in the scope of when I speak. I keep everything in context. So that whenever I'm speaking about religion, I'm coming from that approach, from its roots and what it truly means, not what people get to mystify it to mean, to them, or their own personal meanings. I'm talking about the actual meaning and where these terms come from. Okay, where these also, yeah, because that extends to the doctrine itself, where these beliefs come from, and where you get them. Okay, so here's another thing I would like to share before I go on. Oh, you asked Rosemary. Let's see. You had asked, so what is your topic today about? It's about a topic I did 2 days ago, and it's on my page, and it's titled something like believing versus knowing or something like that. I'm not looking at it right now, but then someone had dropped down and they made some comments, and I respectfully and reasonably challenged their comments, and they begin. I'm gonna say lying. I'm gonna say lying. I guess they don't understand what dogmatic means and shit like that. But I had mentioned them and having religious beliefs, and the thing that I felt like they lied about is they were saying this is not religious. This is not religious. And I'm thinking, like, if it's not religious, then what is it? So I'm have you guys take a look at it, and you guys can tell me if it reflects the beliefs of a religious person. Okay, but I was talking about a person named Jay Wilson, that's in this sector. People call him passive or whatever. People have their thoughts on him. It's a mixed bag when it comes to him. Some people truly really like passive, and then some people don't care for him. You know, so I was criticizing Pass at the time. But yeah, it doesn't mean like just because I'm criticizing someone that like I'm gonna take everything that's said and run with it, right? Or accept it. all right? Because some things just don't make sense, and I'm not that type of person. We deal with truths on this channel, and that's why I'm not at one. Trust me, if I got on here and lie like the majority of these people, I'll be over 1,000. But I'm never going to curve my message to truth. Okay, I deal with facts, so let's get it. Um, Here's another thing I would like to show before I show the actual comments. This is dealing with religion, about determinants, the strongest determinants of religion. Parental religiosity is consistently found to be the single strongest predictor of a child's religiosity over the course of the child's life. Well, you see that? you see how simple that is? And that study has been done for decades and redone over and over, only to find the same result. That the strongest determinant to a religion that a person chooses has to do with whether or not it was your parents' religion. That's it. See how that works? Nothing divine there. See that? Yeah. But if you ask me, religion is a secretion in the brain. Okay. But let me go to these comments. So this is the comments the brother made or the sister made under Classic Lights. Oh, this is what I wanted to say. Initially, I thought it was I thought the person behind the account Classic Lights was Grumpy Gun ZX. I did. I did. Yeah, I did believe that. Thank you so much, Rosemary. I'm following you as well. But here's one of the comments. Here's the first comment. I need to come in and out. I need to go in and out. Let's see. Just bear with me. StreamYard is fucking with me. It's fucking with me. Okay. So here goes. Let me play it now. I think this is the first one. Oh, so this is what I question and doubt. He said he knows nothing about religion, but he knows, y'all seen it again, but he knows God has an issue with rainbows. Let me play that again to get the exact wording. There you go. But he know God ain't happy with rainbows. So that was actually the second comment. I did it in the wrong order. I should have played that second, but it doesn't matter. So that's after I called him religious. I was like, oh, that's some religious stuff you're bringing here. And he was like, oh, I know nothing about religion, but I do know God ain't happy with rainbows. One, the creator of all living things created rainbows. And I think you were saying rainbows to reference homosexual males, because a lot of y'all are very selective with y'all pretend like y'all have a problem with homosexuality, but you guys kind of zone in on just the males with that homosexual attraction. This is what I see. I'm just calling it how y'all play it, how y'all do it. So yeah, and let me what was the second? Oh yeah, you said you know that God ain't happy with it. No, you don't even know that God can be happy. What you just did apply human things. Like humans, we know that humans are happy, so you apply that to God. That's simply what you did. And that is based on the dominant religions in this culture, because that's how they come to talk about their God concept and what it is that, but when I respectfully corrected you and said, wait a minute, you don't know that, you believe that, you called yourself correcting me. and was like, drop your link, drop your link. And and I wasn't in a position to drop it because I was on YouTube Live where it doesn't have a link to drop. But I had asked you and you never responded back to me. But I said, what's wrong with you leaving it? Like, if you can type all of this anti-homosexual stuff, clearly, if you had proof, because you said you know, but you wouldn't back off of that. And that's what I call like people thinking that they're demagogues or wanting to be demagogues. And dogma. People spouting dogma. And that's one thing that turns a lot of people off about religious people, you know, about this thing that you chose in your life, about this thing that you chose after you were born. You see what I'm saying? That you didn't come here with it, but that you chose. And the strongest determinant of that thing that you chose, studies show, has to do with your parents and what their religious background is. You see that? You see how there's nothing divine to that choosing? You see that? You know, and also when I told you that I'm irreligious, you asked a question, but I think it's silly, but I think it kind of shows me just how religious you are. You was like, oh, wait a minute, so do you believe in God? Hey, bro, God was never part of the discussion. Of course I believe in God. What I said was I reject religion. See, it's people like you that make God and religious synonymous, and that's why you need to actually develop a relationship with God so that you know that God is different from religion. Also, I hope you know that religions don't always serve God. I hope you know that. Have you ever heard of Buddhism? Buddha is not a god. He's an enlightened man. Have you ever heard of Satanism? That's a religion. Hello? Is this thing going? So it's those things, like when you're attacking through your homophobia, and it damn sure was homophobic. Your thoughts, your sentiments, or whatever. It, like when you're doing that to these marginalized groups, I guess as an attempt to make yourself feel better about yourself. That's what a lot of religious beliefs go to. It has to do with the release of certain chemicals in the fucking brain that makes people feel good. Okay, about certain things. Okay, and if they can think that they feel better than another person, if you're not of the sin group, you guys state all these religious things as if they're so matter-of-factly, as if they're real and that they're tangible, and they're not. Like, sin will only apply to someone that's a part of your religion. I hope you know that. You guys do very stupid things. You go up to Muslims and ask them, are they reborn? When there's no such idea of being reborn in their religion. You would just assume that everyone picked up the same belief that you have, and you assume that your belief is true when it's not. And then you guys lose sight that there's 4,200 over religions today being practiced today in the world, and every member of those religions assume that that religion is the way to God, right? You don't think so? So I'm just letting you know just how arrogant a lot of you can come off, and how imposing you can with your beliefs. And then when someone correctly points out, hey, this is a belief, those of you who are religiously crazy, religiously insane, you begin lying, seeing if you can get over and say, oh, no, I know. So I asked you to bring this knowing. Like, there is no knowing unless you can point to me a religion that's scientifically proven. You know, all religions are based on faith and based on belief. There's no way around that. I don't care how passionate you are. You know, I don't give a fuck how many dreams you had and what you said spoke to you. I don't give a fuck how many times you what is that called? Shouted. You shouted during a church drum break. Okay, or whatever you do that makes you think that you're being closer to God. You know, so yeah, it doesn't apply to everybody, and I just think it's silly. You know what I mean? Also, non-denominational people, they don't claim a sect, but they're religious as fuck. So I think your situation is, because you may not go to church every Sunday, you may not fellowship with a lot of people, and therefore you think you get away with saying that you're not religious. No, if you practice religious rituals, in my mind you're religious. If you accept religious doctrine blindly, to me you're religious. If you come up in here and say something that's obviously a belief, and when someone respectfully point that out to you and you say, this is a knowledge system, it's not a belief system, it's a knowledge system, and you're lying in my face, you're religious. You're a religious liar. That's how that works. But I'm gonna play the second comment, bro. I'm just letting you know, in Classic Lights, you should be clicking that link. That's what you should be doing because you asked for it the other night. Here's the second comment. Let's get it. Talking about how does that work with God? You would have to. You pretend to have a pipeline to God. You should ask God that, right? Because the Creator saw to it that homosexuals, not just in humans, but also like in animal species, is here with us. So I'm sure it's purposeful. Unless you believe, I don't know your God concept, but unless you believe God make mistakes, you also might want to ask these bisexual and heterosexual, largely bisexual and heterosexual parents who produce homosexual children. You might want to ask them, but you had mentioned, you said, I could have sworn that pastor preaches. To be honest, I don't know the answer to that. I want to say no, that he's not a preacher. I know he's not a pastor. That I know. So, but you said, I don't see, you made it seem like it was some dichotomy or something to be reconciled between having same-sex attractions and preaching. And when I point out to you that this is a religious belief, you're telling me no. If it wasn't, you'll be able to verify it. Okay, facts are things that can be verified by definition. Okay, not by like religious hogwash, but by definition, facts are things that can be verified. So all you have to do is cite your sources or bring God up on here to make your case. Are you able to? So this is what I'm talking about, the insanity from a lot of you people that think you're better than people because you have a religion that you chose. Okay? And then you come up on here saying stupid shit. And some of the most ungodly, evil acts that ever occurred in history to this day have been perpetuated from religious people. You might want to research the Inquisitions. You might just, but only if you're interested in facts, though. Only if you're interested in facts. You might want to. You might also want to research the establishment of this country, okay? Because it was established in the name of friendship, Christianity, and civilization. Okay, how it was taken from the natives and how they were slaughtered into virtual extinction. So you might want to research those things. Let me look into the chat. Hey, Random, how are you, Random? If God has issues with rainbows, then why is that the sign he chose to show he would never burn the earth again? If by curious daughter, and she is very spiritual and religious. Hey, some people would say that if you have same-sex attraction, you don't have a spirit, okay? You don't have a soul. And that, to me, that's all religious beliefs. But I don't know. But when he said rainbows, I was kind of being petty when I mentioned that God created rainbows, because I wanted to debunk it from both ends, Random. But I don't. When he said rainbows, I actually think that he was referring to homosexual males. So what? Yeah, people do things to kind of send subliminals or whatever. But honestly, that's what he was talking about. But yeah, I got it from both ends. Like, it's funny how people get on here and start telling you about their God, and it's supposed to be personal. Like, your religious journey is supposed to be a personal one, but people always impose it onto others, and they don't make sense. They start saying stupid shit to people. These people may not even believe in a God, You may not even believe in, and even if they believe in a God, they may not believe in your religion. Okay, they may think that your religion is the Antichrist. Okay, or anti-God or some shit. And people still come up to let's say an atheist and be like, are you saved by the blood of Jesus Christ? When the shit don't even apply to an atheist. Or they'll come to a Muslim. Are you reborn? That wouldn't apply to a Muslim. They'll come to a person that's not a Christian and ask them about sin, when that person's religious background may not even acknowledge the concept of sin. People not thinking. But yeah, they need to be careful. Keep that shit to yourself. It's personal, right? Isn't it for you? Didn't you do that for your salvation? Isn't that what they say? Yeah, you need to concern yourself with yourself and make sure you're right with God. Hey, how you doing, Miss Paulette? It's good to see you. Hey, James. What's up? Okay, I'm thinking I said hello to everybody. Let's see. Rosemary, I think people with those mindsets have caused a lot of us a bad image. My dad is a minister and refused to be paid to spread the word of God, among other things. Right. I see y'all saying hello to Vanessa J, so I'm gonna say hello to Vanessa J, but I don't see her. But what's up, Vanessa J? I'm glad you're here. I should have used some people. No doubt. That was a small mistake. We tend to speak in generalizations up until we're corrected or reminded. Yeah, be right back. I'm going to come up because people being too saved burn my nerves. Okay. Yeah, I'm not seeing you up, but no doubt. I was gonna make this short because I'm pretty much towards the end, so you don't have to linger if you're gonna come up. No doubt, random crafting gamer, you can do that now. I have always believed the word creator. It's the humans called or name our creator as God. Right. And it's spread. Religion in certain people's minds is almost like a cancer because it would start something like the maker of all things, right? That which created everything, right? And then it would go to like a God concept, but then it would start going into names because the institution of religion is a competitive institution as well. So there's competition between these religions to gain converts and to become the most powerful in terms of numbers, right? Because like this is how we get our top religions. It has nothing to do with truth. Like when people say the 5 or 6 top religions, they're talking numbers. The largest that has the largest converts. That's all they're saying. Like you would think if they're talking religion, they're talking about the top of it. Like truth will be a standard, like which one is more reasonable than the others, But yeah, like religion, shit, like Satanism is a religion. Do I have to remind people? So yeah, like, and people think they have something like really, really special in their minds. And they think they're one up on someone simply because they may not be attracted to the same sex. And if there if there is an afterworld, that's someone that's probably going to be in the place that they didn't want to be. I guess what they would call the hell portion. These are our religious concepts, but they're going to be somewhere because you're focused on all the wrong things. If you think that you're closer to God because you have an attraction to the opposite sex than someone that has an attraction to the same sex, like that's silly to me. Like you're going to be in the wrong place. Like you're going to be wherever your belief is. If your belief is you're going to be burning and internally, that's what you're going to be. Okay, you're never going to develop a relationship with the God. I'm going to say that. That's my words. That's my thoughts. You're looking in all the wrong places. Let's see. I'm still didn't see you come up, and I'm still looking for you on Random Crafting Gamer. Let's see. I have always believed. Okay, I read that. If you are ready to go, we can chat. later. Don't let me hold you, babe. Okay, please take a moment and hit the. Oh, okay, thank you so much. The link. Yeah, I am about to go out, but I thought you were ready to click the link. What are you waiting for? Random Crafting. You know, I mean, I could wait it out a little. What are you waiting for? Invitation? What are you waiting for? Okay, here she is. Now, Random Crafting, bear with me. Cause this shit is trying to fuck me up. You know how the StreamYard does me. It do me dirty. Let's see. It's not even showing me the. You know how when you come up, I heard the sound notification, but it's not even showing me the red dot or whatever. Oh, I need to go in and out. Let me try to go in and out again. All right, now it's showing me. Yup. So that going in and out did work for me. So just give me a second. It's just a whole judgmental part.
Hey, babes. Yeah,
All right,
man.
Randall Crafton, are you here yet? There you go. All
Yes,
right.
baby, I'm
Dumb
here.
diddy baby.
No, I just wanted to give my little 2 little seconds of rant, if you don't mind.
I don't mind.
As Christians, I'm talking to y'all. Okay? Stop running around here acting like you're holier than thou, like your don't stink, because you got issues and problems too. Last time I checked, the good book only listed specifically the greatest of sins. Stop running around here talking disparaging to people and think you're going to make your way in because you throwing rocks while you hide your hands. Baby, we all going to have to deal with some type of judgment, whether it's on this side or the other side, no matter what you believe, no matter which way you go, even if you have no faith whatsoever. You're going to have to deal with somebody judging at some point in time. And when did you get to be so great and so amazing that you ain't got not one thing on your rap sheet? Leave these people alone. The same way you can live your life and be a Christian, read that book and thump it, the same way people can go around here and deny it. It's called freedom. You don't mind having freedom when it benefits you, and you don't mind the good book when it benefits you. So stop picking and pulling and changing. And if you are a Christian, the good book does teach. Don't add nothing to it. Don't take nothing from it. Last time I checked, we are in no position to judge anyone. I said it and I stand by it. And like
Mm.
mother would say, I'll add more to it before I take from it.
All right. Thank you for that. I really appreciate that.
Some of the most amazing people I've ever met, y'all, have chosen a different lifestyle than what I grew up to know what was quote unquote right. Okay. And
Hmm.
if I was that close minded, I wouldn't have half the blessings I have in my life right now, the friendships I have in my life right now, the understanding to work with my daughter through her journey right now.
Hmm.
And I have to believe that as a Christian, God put these things in my place so that I could learn to be a more loving and understanding person. It was part of my trial, it was part of my test to help me learn to be a better me. So
Right.
come on now.
It's personal.
Like we're religious and we're spiritual. And I have a wonderful connection with my God. And my God, if I believe him as I've always, since I was a little girl, believe him, I have to trust in him that he has an ultimate plan. And every person that we pass, no matter what their lifestyle, the color of their skin, whatever the case may be that makes them a little different than who we are, whether it's the opposite sex or whatever, they're in our life for a reason. And like Tyler Perry had put it, some people are tree roots. Some are the trunk, some are leaves, some are branches. And every step we take in this life teaches us about the tree of life.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. And I love well, first of all, let me do a few things. What is up, Fifi? Welcome. Thanks for dropping in the chat. I haven't seen Fifi, where is Classic Lights? He or she needs to click this link because they were asking for me to do it. But I'm glad you stopped in. Also, Rosemary has said you have a nice voice. Rosemary,
You.
Random Crafting also has a nice singing voice. So if you stick around, you'll see it because we do karaoke every now and again. I can't put a date on it, but
And it's
every
always
now and
fun.
then.
But that was it. I'm gonna go back to the chat. I ain't gonna hold you like I told you. You know,
Oh,
it's just sometimes you gotta preach to your own society of people that was in the religion. You know what I'm saying? Because they get a little too
mhm.
much out there. And the Bible teaches love. It doesn't teach hate. How you gonna call yourself a Christian and all you're doing is throwing out hate? Be careful what words you choose
Yeah,
to read and practice, because they might bite
yeah.
you in
And
the butt.
I'm not looking to chew Classic Lights out or do anything personal. Oh, also Rosemary had asked me why did I choose StreamYard over the YouTube Live, because the reason I did it tonight is because I the clips that I included, I wouldn't be able to do that on YouTube Live. So I came on here
Right.
because I had clips to share. And I wanted to show his or her comments, Classic Lights. So
Right. And don't take it that I'm throwing like sticks and stones at classic lights, because I don't even know who that is. So it ain't even about that particular person, but it's the subject matter that you brought up, because I'm seeing it a lot in different areas of YouTube as well as over on stereo, because I'm on both sides. And I'm seeing a lot
mhm.
of that fool la la bull. And I'm like, you're supposed to be adults and you're acting like children. You're literally ignoring the basic like steps of what we were taught in kindergarten, you
Mhm.
know? Like,
Now
come
you
on, we
saw
got to be better.
now you did see both of the comments that I put up from Classic Lights,
Yeah,
and yet this is only about his or her ideas and the subject matter, not about them personally. But they were speaking that day as if they were in the position to show me this is how I know. And I listened to you when you came on here, and you have a very healthy sense of your belief, your God and yourself, because you never misspoke. You were like, my faith, my belief, I respect that. But when people start saying, I know, no, you don't. No, you don't. Like, and I'm not the one to be manipulated or gaslighted. No, you don't. No, you don't. You don't know no more than anybody else. Okay,
right.
of these 4,200 practicing religions today.
And I can only
You
speak
be
on my
global,
experience.
man.
I'd be really a fool to try to speak on what somebody else may think, feel, or believe.
Right. And first you gotta ask people too. You gotta ask people that background. Because again, people fuck up all the time. They'll go to a non-Jewish person and be like, did you have your bar mitzvah? When this shit don't even
Right,
apply.
right, right.
Like, it's just so stupid to me. It's like you don't even know if that person is Jewish. Like, that's so stupid.
Right.
All you did was saw a person and knew that you wanted to convert someone to your faith. And then you up in their face with this stupid shit.
And
Right?
I'm sorry about the train in the background, but that's just like, okay, there's a guy, y'all. His name is Sunny. You probably crossed him because you're all over YouTube, just like I am. And he does the best ever food review show. And he goes into these tiny villages where they literally are just retaining their traditions, the things that they came up with. They're not trying to become, westernized and stuff like that. And he goes in, he eats what they eat, he sleeps like they sleep. He goes through the whole motion to learn from them, open minded. And it's sad to me that here we are, quote unquote, supposed to be first world country, whatever, but we can't even learn to accept each other in our differences. We can't even love each other through our difficult situations. A lot
Right.
of us out here are tearing each other down for absolutely no reason at all. There's trolls literally out here trying to tear people down for nothingness, not for funds, not for kicks, not for gags, literally trying to just demolish a human being, from their emotions out. And
Uh-huh.
when I heard you say they were talking about soulless because they were same sex loving, are you serious right now? That is the most
Right.
disgusting thing.
hmm But
How dare
and
you?
th- and one thing that's very sensitive to me, and I don't care if other people don't care about it, but I do care about life. That's one of the one things on earth that I revere is life itself. And not just with trans, but among like black LGBT, the suicide rates are still fucking skyrocketing. Even more so. There's been an increase. Yes.
We need
So
more big mamas and pop pops.
mhm.
The loving ones that will put you on their knee and hug you just because you had a paper cut and you acted like you had cut off your whole knee.
Right. So I'm worried about those minds, saving those minds of those LG, LGBT people who are depressed,
Yes.
um, who don't think much of themselves because a lot of it is reinforced by the society around.
Right. And we've grown a thicker skin because of the area that we frequent. But there's
Mhm.
some that aren't going to have that thick skin, that aren't going to be able to develop that, you know,
Right.
drop a tear, shake it off, and keep pushing. Some of them, they're going to drop that tear. And the next thing you notice, we've lost a life.
Right. And some of them could take it in the beginning, right? But it's
Hmm.
just like how long are you going to take it too? So some people that didn't have, who weren't suicidal, they'll become suicidal as things
Right.
persist and they see things aren't changing. They'll become suicidal. But
That's very true.
here's the thing. I respect, and this is just granted because I don't think that I'm greater than nobody. But I respect people's religion and their gender and their sexuality. But once I learned that that person whose religion, gender, and sexuality that they're not respecting others, that's when I stop respecting them altogether. That's when I stop respecting them. So
Right. And,
mhm.
it's just like even when I'm hanging out in the B sector, and I know things kind of get kind of gutter gutter sometimes, and sometimes it's funny, sometimes it's not. But when it's at a peak that I realize I'm no longer comfortable with this, like I don't want to hear any doxing. I don't want anything done with it. Period. I don't want nothing about it. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to be privy to it. I don't want to hear about kids. I don't want to hear about dead loved ones. So I just take myself out the equation. I click off, go do something else, and I'll come back when all that stuff's gone because I don't need that in my spirit. I don't need to be carrying that in my psyche, period. And
Mhm.
I've evolved as a human being to get to that point. But unfortunately, the younger generations that are coming up, some of them are hanging out in these chats and these lives. And do they need to be over there? Absolutely not. Are they there? They're going to come, because they always somewhere they ain't got no business. But they may not have that mindset to be able to digest that information and understand the real repercussions that could be behind it. So, and if I could say anything to Classic Lights is make sure what you say, you're ready to back up in real life. If you wouldn't
Mhm.
say that in real life to somebody, maybe just take a pass, go do something else.
Mhm. And yeah, just know the difference between God and religion. You can't have God without it. Just like you can have religion without God. Again, Satanism. So you can have religion without God. So just know
And
that.
when you're talking about religion, you're talking about spirituality, there's so many veins that branch out from either or in both. But I promise you, you'll find if they don't collide, they're side by side in many, many places, not necessarily all. So we're not all that much far apart. Even when you talk to somebody who is a pagan, or I mean, the list goes on, you'll find that you're going to have things that will make you kind of go either side by side or cross paths. Why be as nasty as you can be when you could just take a pass or maybe try to sit back and understand? I sat in a live modding, and seriously, I was offended a time or two. Did I type about it? No. I just sat back and I said, well, let me see where we're going with this. Let me see where your mind is at. And it
I have,
actually broke me into some places where I'm like, let me see if other people have this mindset and how they go about it. And it really drug me into a place where I could learn more things about people who have that mindset. That gives me a way of understanding some of my friends that have that same ideal so that we can have better conversations. See what I'm saying?
mm-hmm.
Always a peaceful moment.
Randall Crafton, locally in my city, we have like a large Islamic population, right?
Hmm.
Growing, right? And it's been growing for so many years too. So now we have like mosques that I didn't see growing up as a child. As an adult, I see them, I walk past them, been inside some of them or whatever. Um,
Oh, cool.
but here's something that's kind of strange that I've heard though. This is dealing with like people being introduced to, like, let's say, a new religion.
Hmm.
Or I don't know if you ever heard the phrase, I'm studying this religion. Have you ever
Yes.
heard someone say, I'm studying this?
Yes.
That most times that means that they're like new and
Hmm.
they're trying it on, like they're almost dating it. Right? That's
Yeah.
kind of like the feeling. But I've seen so many people here say shit like, I study Islam, but you know what? In the end I decided not to be a Muslim because I just couldn't stay away from the pork. So that means that people, religion is definitely something that's chosen, almost like an outfit for some people.
I can
and
understand that because my dad's a
right,
Southern Baptist minister,
and
and
if it don't, and when
I'm
they're
sorry.
trying it on or studying it, if it doesn't mess with the good things that they want and the bad things they want, they do without it. Some people truly, especially those people who say, "Oh, I didn't do it because I didn't want the garb open, or
Mm.
I didn't want it. I have to have my pork. I got to eat my pork." This is someone that's choosing. You're clearly choosing. I just want to make that clear because people act like they don't understand this shit. When it comes to that religion, you chose that. You chose that.
And I'm gonna tell you what, I can't like. I'm kind of like I can't deny and I can't like. It's a kind of agree to disagree because I really don't put that on somebody whether that they do or they don't. That's kind of like telling somebody that they had chose to be this or that or third. You know what I mean? But
No,
as
no,
a daughter of a Southern Baptist minister, I had these
no. What
ideas
I
put
mean.
on me. But I mean, hear me out. I had all these ideas put on me that this is what is, law, basically. This is life. This is how it works. Boom, that's it, and that's all. And my dad didn't believe in magic. He didn't believe in roots. He didn't believe in voodooism. He didn't think none of this stuff exists. It was a fiction of people's minds, that kind of thing. But I had a different belief. And I started to do research to find out where do I feel like I truly fit because it never really fit the way I needed to fit. You know what I mean? And I found Christian mysticism as more closely relating to how I think, how I feel, what convicts my spirit. And that's where I can agree with you on that because I can't have that mindset he's got because it don't work for me. That's not how I feel. That's not what, generates my energy, I guess you could say. Does that make
Mhm.
sense?
Yeah, it does. But I do want to still go back to what you said. I know you said you don't put it on them, but I put it on them because it's a real observation. Babies don't come into this world with religion. That's something they picked up later. I shown here studies that
Well,
shown
that's
that I shown here in this live that studies show that the number one determinant of religion is your parents' religion for people. So that's what that shows. So also, I use the term people who say I'm studying that religion. This that all points to choices, and we have,
okay.
you know, we
I
all.
get where you're going.
Some people call it free will, but I do know there's been so many different people in my life that have told me they've been studying something, or even if they moved away from religion. I know people that they may be 30 or 40, and they may have told me, "Hey, I was a Christian, I was a Muslim, and now I'm resting on Buddhism," or some shit like that. So, and it was all chosen. When
Mm.
you ask them about their steps, you can see that these are all choices.
And see, that's why we always able to have a conversation. You see, that's why I love talking to you, y'all, because we have these hard conversations, and it's never anything but love. See, that's why I rock with
Mhm.
y'all. Oh,
That's
you
it.
got a new person in the
But
chat?
one thing, but this has nothing to do with religion in my mind. But one thing I believe, see how I'm not being dogmatic and saying I know, but one thing I believe is that
Right.
every living being has a spirit. This is just my belief. You ain't got to believe it, but I believe that every living thing has a spirit, and I
And that's
believe
why,
everything. Here's another belief of mine: everything is energy. This is my
right.
belief.
And that's why, like, I can't get with the hate speech that you've been subject to, because it's ridiculous. It's like, if God didn't like rainbows, then why is he going to choose that to be the sign that he won't burn the earth again? Seriously? We're to the point now we're blaming rainbows just
Yeah,
because it's a sign that's
but I was
connected
just
to
kind
a
of, yeah,
particular
I was kind of
community of
being,
people.
yeah, I was kind of being petty though. I honestly believe that when he said rainbows, he was referencing gay males. I
But I mean,
honestly believe
it is kind of the one of the main reasons that people put those things up, because they're showing support and love. And again, with my upbringing, it was, dad was always, God created Adam and Eve, not Adam and Steve, that kind of mess.
right, right, right,
But
right, right.
I had friends that were absolutely amazing, that were same sex loving. And I'm like, God created all of us and he told us to love. Why would I treat them any differently? They've always been amazing to me. I'm going to be amazing back.
Hmm. Oh, let me just say, you just mentioned same gender loving. You know, some people here, I suspect the reason that they have like negative feelings about SGL, same gender loving, actually is because of the term loving. They don't want to. They don't. They're like, how dare you? You know what I mean? How dare you be homosexual and refer to your attraction as love? But that's one thing that with some of these anti-homosexual people, it ruffles their feathers. Also, the fact that homosexuals are doing, that they're self-determining themselves. It's the whole self-determination thing. That's another thing too. People are like, how dare you like be of this marginalized group and think that you could determine who you are. You're not same gender loving, you're gay. And this is what they try to do. And I'm like, you can eat my ass from the front.
Oh.
I'm gonna give you the front, yeah. Like you eat my ass from the front. on the
He
on a
bags
hot
and all.
on a hot shitty day with a curly straw. You can suck out my ass with a curly straw. But yeah.
You are so bad.
Okay. Hey, what's up, Zero Lightness? Yeah, with this bullshit.
He said with a straw.
Remember the curly straws when we were younger? We had so much fun with those.
That's not the image I got. I got two girls in a cup with a
Ew,
McDonald's straw.
no. I believe you brought that up. Remember that shit? Everybody knows that. Whoa. Oh,
Oh God, my mind is
no.
so warped.
Two girls in a
Oh,
cup. Yeah, yeah,
and just to
that's
put and
abuse.
just to put 20 on 10, do Jesus.
Right, right. Lord have mercy.
Y'all,
But
I'm back in the chat, baby. Much love to you. I just wanted to make sure you knew I'm with you. Like, let's cut all that out. Like, who cares? I don't lay in your bed. I ain't taking it in the front, the back, or with a straw.
yeah,
So
but I
I
still
don't care
don't.
about your bedroom behavior. As long as you find somebody to love and they love you back and they treat you right, that's all that matters at the end of the day, boo.
Yeah, like preaching is a faculty of speaking, and I just don't understand like why people think that women couldn't preach or that
I
people with the same sex attraction couldn't. When it's
I'd have been
speaking,
through that too,
sure you
Daddy.
can. Sure you could. I don't know if you could be behind a pulpit. I don't know the rules to particular churches. I'm not trying to um
You trying to
overlook.
have us to have a live? I thought you were trying to run away.
I'm not, trying to overlook that, because different religions have their rules. But don't think that I don't question other people, like homosexuals. I'll be like, what are you doing being a Christian, and homosexual? Don't think I don't. But yeah,
Y'all,
I'm
if
like,
anything I've learned about you, when you got a question, you gonna ask it. You pump that true blood through your heart. Ain't no Kool-Aid here.
No doubt. But that's pretty much it. But thank you so much. I think you made the topic. Thank you, and I'm glad that somebody engaged with me on Press the Link. But Classic Lights, look, whoever you are, male or female, like we need to talk.
Yeah, come talk to y'all. He's easy to talk to. Like if you chill and you cool with him, he'll be chilling cool with you. Y'all can have a real conversation, and you never know. You may step away with more knowledge than you wasn't even expected to have. Seriously. All right, y'all. I'm in the chat, baby. Much love.
Thank you so much.
All
Thanks for
right, peace.
showing love. Okay, guys, you got it. Let me look into the chat. I said hello to Zero Lightness. How are you? Okay. Hey, Vanessa J. Now I'm seeing you finally. Finally, it has happened to us. All right, I'm about to get out of here, you guys. Thank you so much for dropping in. I'm gonna see you guys around these streets. Please like the video going out. Also, if you aren't subscribed to my place, please do so. It's gonna take me longer to even hit 1,000 and beyond because of content like this. And I have no intentions of curbing the truth. In any topic, yeah, like I'm not always doing what the masses do at all. If it doesn't make sense, I question it. If it's questionable, I question it. Some people bind themselves in institutions like where they're shamed if they're questioned shit. They'll be shamed. Because it's like, oh, are you questioning God? And it's like, no, I'm questioning this fucked up belief here, which isn't God. Like, yeah, so they'll be excommunicated. I know, and I actually know real stories of that people that have tried to go to their ministers and their pastors and ask for clarity, and when it didn't make sense and when they wouldn't back off, they were kicked out the fucking church. I actually know stories like this. So I know the game. I know the game. And it's really not about truth for a lot of people. It's about, can you go along with this and not question this shit? Okay? Because if you do, then you're evil. If you question something that's questionable. And I ain't with it. But thank you guys so much. I'm out of here.